Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's video. My name is Molly, but my friends call me Mole, and I run a small sewing business from home called Frock and Mole. Okay, so I hope everyone's well and you've all had a super week and have had a chance to get on with all of those lovely sewing projects. So today's video is going to be nice and short and sweet. So you've probably noticed that most of my videos are hella long. So if you've managed to make it all the way through, I'm really grateful, and I'm hoping to kind of condense them down a bit for you in the future. So today's video is going to be a little bit about me. So I'm going to be doing the seamstress tag, which was suggested in the comment section by the green pin cushion. So thank you so much for your suggestion. I really appreciate it. And thank you for subscribing to my channel. So yeah, this is a really good opportunity for you guys to get to know me, and hopefully for me to get to know you guys a little bit more too. Okay, so let's get started. So I've got the questions over here. So the first one is, number one is, who are you? So I've just told you, but my name is Molly. Most of my friends call me Mole. Yeah, so you guys call me Mole if you want to. I am 30 and I live in the southwest. So I live near sort of Bristol and Bath. I live at home with my lovely partner Sean and my sweet little fur baby Phoebe. So she is 2.5, she's a cockapoo and she's my little babe. Oh, I love her so much. She's, just love her. So fluffy and warm. Yeah, so that's number one. Number two is, when and why did I start sewing? Okay, so I started sewing at school, I think probably for my GCSE. So my stepmum had a sewing machine. So I think after I started GCSE, that got me started sewing at home. So the first things I can remember making are, so one of my mufti days, which is non-uniform days for anyone who don't know, at school, I remember I had a pair of these black cords, and the night before I thought, hey, I'm going to turn that into a skirt. So I made like this rectangle skirt, which I think I remember being really tight with an elastic waistband, and in the back I didn't have enough fabric, so I think I remember there being loads of strips of cord in the back. I'm sure it was awful, but that's one of the things I can remember making at school for myself. And then my best friend was into, like, she was like a goth, so she was into Marilyn Manson and those sort of things. So I remember making her this black and red polka dot skirt with like this black net over the top. And then I also made her a really cool dress, like a summer dress. I think it had a sweetheart neckline. I can't remember, I've got a really bad memory, with like strawberries all over it. It was really cool. So I think my earliest memories really are sewing for other people, and I've kind of continued to do that. So this year I'm changing. I'm gonna start making things myself, because I never do that. So that's what my YouTube channel is all about, really, kind of showing the things that I'm gonna be making. So yeah, started sewing at school, GCSE textiles, and I remember in my last project I made this really cool medieval, so it's based on Lord of the Rings, this like white, I mean I think it was probably terrible, this white satin trumpet flared sleeve, I don't even know what you'd call it, with like gold cord, and it was probably terrible, but I got a B for it, so I was quite proud of that one. So those are the sort of the first things that I can remember really making. I did ask my mum, and she kind of said that I was always crafty and I always had my own style, so I liked wearing odd things, which I probably still do now. Okay, so the third question is my proudest make. Okay, so I made some things I really liked at uni, but I think the proudest thing I made was, so I probably should have said this in number one, who am I? But I specialise in bridal alterations and sort of skirts and lace tops and those sort of things. And so the proudest thing that I've made is my best friend's wedding dress, which was really stressful at the time, and it took a really long time, so I was kind of doing evenings and weekends to get it done around my other bridal work. But yeah, kind of, I loved making it, and it makes me feel very proud. So I'm going to pop some pictures here. So it was a blush silk tulle top with a really nice V in the back and a detachable silk bow and a detachable train, and luckily the tulle was already beaded, but I sort of encrusted it with, I'm going to say this wrong, Swarovski crystals, so it kind of caught the light. And even though it was really daunting, and on the day of her wedding I was kind of crapping my pants that people would think it wasn't very good, I really loved making it. Yeah, so that's kind of like my proudest and sort of the make that I'm most emotionally attached to. Kind of makes me feel emotional thinking about it now. So number 4, my most disastrous make. So like I said, I haven't really made anything for myself for years, which is kind of criminal. So the only things I can really think of are cutting the seam allowance off of my partner's trousers to hem them. So obviously I couldn't hem them after that, but you know, no biggie. He didn't mind too much. But I think the most disastrous thing I can think of, and that made me seriously crap my pants, was when I first started in bridal. The bridal shop that I first worked in, they wanted me to cut hems on, and I was not trained to do that at uni. So the first one I did on a bride, and all her family was sat around watching, I totally cocked up. So I think the hem ended up like, oh, it was terrible. And I remember when I went back upstairs, I think she had a bit of a meltdown. But luckily they had stock of the dress in the shop, so I had to take the whole skirt off of another dress and sew it back onto her dress with an invisible, you know, like re-put the zip in and everything and hem it all. And then I hemmed it to the right length. Disaster averted. She didn't realise. I think she probably came back in and thought, oh, I was worried about nothing. Thank God. But that was my biggest disaster. So totally ballsing up the hem of someone's dress, which was not like a heart attack, palpitations. It was not cool. Okay, so number 5 is, where is my favourite place to go fabric shopping? Okay, so hopefully, well, you might not be aware of this if you haven't watched my other videos, but I am doing like a sustainable year, or moving forwards, that's how I want to sew. So most of the fabric that I've been buying sustainably is online, and I know there are a few fabric shops in Bristol, maybe one in Bath, but let me know in the comments below if you know of any sustainable shops near southwest sort of area. But yeah, tend to do most of my shopping online, but I will link below the places that I have been shopping. If you actually, I'll link it here, but if you check out my fabric haul video, a lot of the fabrics there are from the shops that I've been looking at online, so you can check out those shops through there. My most used pattern, so far, like I said, I've not made a huge amount of things for myself, is the Wendy Ward Peak t-shirt. So I have made 2 t-shirts for myself, and day before yesterday I made, so it's both of my sisters' birthdays this weekend, and I'm going out in like 10 minutes, so I need to speed this up. So both of their birthdays this weekend, and I've made each of them a Cleo dress and a Wendy Ward Peak t-shirt, slightly different. They're really cool. One of them, I haven't got it in here. Hopefully I can insert some pictures. I will show you, but the fabric is so cool. I want to make one for myself. So those are the most used. And I have a feeling that the Jenny, so the Closet Case Jenny overalls will definitely be a well-used pattern because I love it so much. Okay, number 7 is my most dreaded sewing task. So I'm sure most of you relate to this. And I'm sure lots of people have said this, but it's cutting out. So I think when you're like really want to get into a project and you have to spend the time cutting things out and you want to whiz through it and you've got to make sure the grains are straight and everything, and it takes ages, yeah, that is my most dreaded task, cutting out. Number 8 is my favourite sewing task. I actually quite like hand sewing. I find it really therapeutic, and I'd like to do a bit more embroidery, and I'm hoping that's something that I can improve on. So I guess hand sewing and maybe top stitching. So from doing the Jenny overalls and actually having the right thread and the right needles, I really enjoyed top stitching then. So I think top stitching will probably be something that I will get into as well. And number 9 is my favourite sewing entertainment. So I tend to listen to Six Music a lot, my own music, and podcasts. So I'll link the podcast below if any of you are interested, but I tend to listen to Love to Sew podcast, The Courage Makers, which is a really good podcast. Those are like spiritual self-development sort of podcasts, that's kind of, and gardening. Those are the sort of things that I'm into. And let me know if you are too. Let me know actually if there are any podcasts that you recommend for me or for anyone else in the comment section. That'd be really useful. Okay, so number 10 is a printed or PDF patterns. So far, PDF patterns, they are really convenient and easy. You don't have to pay for postage, and thanks to the Love to Sew podcast who suggested using a Pritt stick to glue it together, which I'd never thought of. So far all of mine have been sellotaped, which takes ages, so Pritt stick apparently is the way forward, which I will be trying next. Number 11 is, what sewing machines do I use? Okay, so you might be able to see here, I use a Bernina 108. And I use that one really because that's the sewing machine that I used at college and uni, and I was used to it, and it was quite reasonably priced, and it's a workhorse. Yeah, so that's kind of why I went for that one. And my overlock is a Bernina, see if I get this right, is a 1150 MDA. So yeah, Bernina are the machines that I use, and that overlocker is really good. So I will link it in the description if you want to check it out. I don't know if they still sell it, but I really love it. Number 12 is, do I have any other hobbies? Okay, so I am what you would call multi-passionate, which is a really nice way of saying super faddy into loads of stuff. So I enjoy loads of different crafts. I like trying things out all the time, but my second passion, or equal to sewing, is gardening. So I have an allotment just over there. It's a really good size, and I kind of practice organic gardening. If you're into this, like biodynamic gardening and permaculture. Yeah, so gardening is my thing. I absolutely love it. So let me know in the comments below if you're into any of that, or if you would like to see any videos from my allotment, maybe in the summer when all my lovely flowers are growing. That might be quite nice. But yeah, I love it there. It's I was there earlier. It's so therapeutic, listening to the birds sing. Yeah, if any of you are into that kind of stuff, you'll kind of know that, it kind of just fills me up. I love it so much. And then third, I suppose, yoga, big into yoga, get into it a bit more in the summer, tend to do it more in the mornings before work. In the winter, I find it slightly harder to do, but yeah, yoga is my, third thing that I really love doing. But I kind of try loads of stuff, like soap making, jam making, fabric dyeing. So I really enjoy dyeing at uni. So at the moment, I'm kind of doing natural dyeing. That's kind of what I did a lot in the summer. So at the moment, I'm making a wall hanging for a school, which is like natural shibori indigo dyeing. So I'm also into that. So let me know in the comments below as well if you're into that, or if you want any videos about natural dyeing. Maybe I could do a few in the summer. But yeah, those are my hobbies. Way too much. I kind of feel like there's too much going on in my brain, or I'm into too much that I can't focus on one thing, but maybe you're like that too. Okay, so yeah, apparently that's it. So those are my 12 questions. So hopefully you've enjoyed that video. Hopefully you've got to know a bit more about me. I'd love to know more about you. What are you into? Let me know if you're like into any of the same things as I am. That would be, I'd be really interested to know that. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed a slightly shorter one. Next week I will be doing, so next Wednesday will be a sort of sustainable, so I'm going to be doing an upcycling project with the Republic de Chiffon Louis trousers. So if that interests you, like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell so next Wednesday you will know when that video is released. Okay, yeah, so that's it for today's video, and I will see you all next week. Bye!